All right, everybody. Good morning. Let's get started. So first, let me thank the Law Review for bringing us together today. This is a subject that is near and dear to my heart. I was one of the founding signatories of the Academic Freedom Alliance, and the subject of this symposium could not be more timely. When the students began organizing it last spring, they may not have realized just how prescient their theme would become. We've seen, as an example, just in this last week, the recent controversy at Texas A&M over academic speech as an example. And regardless of one's political leanings, this symposium underscores how deeply contested and deeply consequential issues of academic freedom and institutional responsibility are today. So 2 years ago, when this Law Review hosted a symposium on academic freedom and the First Amendment, the conversation was very different. Since then, the landscape has shifted in fundamental ways. Financial pressures have intensified on universities. The nature and interest in the federal branch in higher education has changed, to sort of say euphemistically, I think intensified to an astounding degree. The Department of Education is saying much different things than it did even a year ago. And I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that the fate of universities, or at least many programs in universities, hangs in the balance over disputes over federal funding for NIH grants, NSF grants, and so on. Here at Case Western, we've gone through a lot of that. We just recently renegotiated our NIH grant funding schedule. We've also been struggling, just to put it bluntly, in our response to the executive pressure on DEI-related issues. And we've seen institutional responses across the country where people have shifted away from long-standing programs. This new environment calls for renewed and serious examination, and that's really what this symposium sets out to do, and we're really proud to be hosting it here at Case Western Reserve University School of Law. I want to first thank our distinguished speakers who are joining us both in person and online, some from coming from far away. I want to thank our faculty colleagues who will be sharing their expertise, some stepping in really at very short notice. Dean Atiba Ellis and Professor Brian Adamson, and of course our moderators Jesse Hill and Dan Jaffe. They deserve special recognition for guiding the conversations today. I want to thank our organizers who have made today possible. Symposium editor Maggie McNay, our editor-in-chief Fatima El Ghazawi, and of course our Law Review faculty advisor, and also serving as Associate Dean for Faculty Development and Research, or Research and Faculty Development, Betsy Rosenblatt. And of course, behind the scenes, there are lots of folks that are working hard to put this event together. Eric Seiler in the back, Rob Combs, Laura McNally, Melanie Walker. You just can't pull off something like this without the hard work of many, many people, and we're really grateful for all of their work in helping us be together today. So most of all, I want to again recognize our students for putting this together, for thinking of this, for coming up with the right mix of speakers, for being able to adjust to challenges when things are not going perfectly and you have to scramble. Great job on all of that, and I think this is going to be a fantastic symposium. I hope that it is a model really for what universities and what law schools should be, namely creating space for difficult but vital conversations. So again, thank you so much for your time today, for being here, and I look forward to today's events.
Thank you, Dean Rose. If you do not know me, my name is Maggie McNay, and I had the honor this year of coordinating and planning this year's symposium. But it has definitely not just been me. Our Professor Rosenblatt, Fatima, our editor-in-chief, and so many more people behind the scenes have really helped me to put on this event over the past 6 to 9 months. When I first was brainstorming ideas for the symposium, I wasn't quite sure what direction we were going to go in. I just knew that a lot of things were changing, and I thought that it might be interesting to talk about some of them, such as the executive orders, specifically regarding education, because it seemed both timely and relevant to our specific situation. But who would have thought that fast forward a few months and it would have been even more timely and relevant to what's going on in the moment in the current world. So I'm really glad that it all worked out, especially with all of the last minute changes. But it has been an honor to plan all of this. But thank you.
I think the best thing to do would be for me to jump in and do some introductions. So we have 4 amazing speakers, one by Zoom, on this panel. Actually, do I have the agenda? Yes, I do have the agenda in my hand. Catherine McFarlane, Azimudi James, I got that right, yes? Okay. William Trainer and Ruth Kolker are all luminaries in this field. Catherine McFarlane will be speaking about the intersection of disability law with higher education administrative overreach. There. And I don't have anybody else's title. I think Professor Hill did, but I'm really pleased to have each of them. Catherine McFarlane is coming to us from Syracuse University, a leading expert on civil procedure, disability law, and is, as I say, disability law luminary, as our own Professor Kovo said. It's amazing you have so many disability law luminaries here, and it's not even a disability law conference. So wonderful to have her. Azimudi James is a celebrated scholar and expert on DEI. We're very honored to have her here from UNC Chapel Hill. Lynn Trainer is coming to us from Georgetown via Zoom, because he's also speaking at another conference today and was kind enough to just make both happen, which is amazing. We're very honored to have him here talking about how Georgetown has handled challenges that have been presented to it. Ruth Kolker coming to us from Ohio State University, also an expert on disability law and constitutional law. Looking forward to hearing what each of them has to say. Thank you very much for being here. How long should I be keeping time? Will you be keeping time? You'll be keeping time. Okay. I will now cede all responsibility.